Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And it is Monday night, and as always, we're joined by a absolute fantastic panel of Mr. B, Omundi, Andy, and myself. So, have a good show, guys, and welcome. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And there's no football on, so, a bit disappointed. But listen, we're still here representing Manchester United. So, as always, guys, welcome, Mr. B. How are we doing? How has your weekend been?
Weekend's been good. I didn't have a game. My team's game was called off. Opposition had COVID. I didn't even know that still existed. So I was down to the bare bones, so it benefited me, to be honest. I've had a good week. I've had a good weekend. So just looking forward to the England internationals. No.
I love the Monday. How you doing, sir? You been good?
Yeah, likewise, Mr. BR game was called off. Actually, what? I'm lying. Sorry. No. Here's the trick. What we said, it wasn't called off. Our season starts next week. We haven't had anyone turn up for training, so we said we had a game, and suddenly everyone turned up. So that was the trick. And then what's going on? What's going on? It's training. Get your trainers on and let's start training. So I put them through the paces yesterday for about 2-3 hours. So that just shows you when they don't turn up when they think it's training. And they go, they make excuses. When they hear it's a match, they want to turn up all of a sudden. So we gotcha, Woodlands.
Andy, I hope you're not doing that to to your team if you're playing. How you doing, Andy? How you doing, mate? How's the weekend going?
I've been all right, mate. I've been mostly sleeping, but I did go to a conference game on Saturday when I watched Oldham against Eastleigh. I think they're down London way. They got like a Spitfire on the badge. So I never knew that. I never knew Eastleigh was down near London. So took a game in with my missus and we enjoyed it. And Oldham won last minute and a nice send off for John Sheridan.
John Sheridan was a manager, is he?
Yeah, well, he's manager of Oldham, but he's left now. It was his last game on Saturday. We're getting a new manager in. Don't know yet. Waiting on the grapevine. Word is it's David Unsworth.
What's the quality like?
In the conference, there's not much difference between the conference and the League Two. There's not much difference at all because the quality now. You've got Chesterfield, you got Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool Wrexham bumming up the league. You know what I mean? And you've got strong outfits. You've got Nottingham, Notts County. You've got let's say former teams. I mean, Aldershot, they're bottom. You got Scunthorpe second bottom. Sorry, Altrincham my bottom. You got Aldershot there mid-table, and it's very competitive. There's not much difference between, like you say, you see it in the FA Cup. You'll see it when the FA Cup first round starts. There's going to be some giant killings. When them conference sides take on the league sides, there's going to be some upsets. So there's not much difference between conference and first division, second division. Not much difference at all.
It's ironic, isn't it? With our budget going into January, maybe we'll get you to scout some players down there.
I'll do some scouting for United for a fee, of course. Oh, screw the Glazers. I won't take off them. I'll do it for free.
Brilliant. Obviously, guys, 8 in the chat so far. If you're new to the channel, just give us a like, share, and subscribe. I've been absolutely extremely busy today. I felt like I was at work all day. Well, I was at work because I was building a wardrobe from about 10:30 this morning. I've just only finished. So, yeah, shouldn't take that long. The actual instruction said it should only take about 2.5 hours to build. But, it's probably built back to front. So let's not go upstairs and have a look at it.
They're probably Swedish or French instructions, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, I think it was something like that, Andy.
Yeah,
it was different. I didn't get the instruction anyway. I just sat there and whatever in it. Just built
instructions. That's impressive.
Is it
Most
sturdy?
people do YouTube.
Well, listen. If I speak to you guys tomorrow and I said there was a big drop at night, you know what it was, innit? It fell down on me. Now I think it's okay. It's not too bad at all. the other half's upstairs. So if anything happens, she can get it first before I do.
Yeah. So if we had a crash bang ball, you're going to stay with us.
That's it. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. But guys, what it is, obviously, we're talking about the January transfer window, and we're going to ask a few questions here. Are we happy with the transfer, what we just received, or do you still think we need players? And if we do need players, what position do you believe we need these players at? So, rumors I've heard, I don't know if everyone heard the same rumors as me. I'm going to go to Andy first. Andy, the rumor is the Glazers spent the budget, and the reason why they spent the budget is to do with the Anthony deal. Now, our net spend for the last few years has only been, what I think, is it 56 million over the last God knows how long since the Glazers been around at Old Trafford. So do you think they are, well, sorry, when I say about not spending the money for the budget, we're talking about in January transfer window here.
They're tight-fisted and they didn't want to spend the money, and the money was there to be spent. And if you think we were going after Rabiot and another player as well from Bologna, I forgot Arvic. Yeah, Arvic. All of a sudden, that's we're done. And all of a sudden, panic because Big Jim wants to buy us. And all of a sudden, we spend like 230 million. Oh yeah, it's done. That's it. You cannot. The money's always there. The debt. Like you say, screw your dividends. You'll take your dividends. They panicked and they're still panicking. Yeah, if they don't give in to Ten Hag and Ten Hag says, you know what, sod you, I'm gone, they will panic again. Like I say, I want to see this Glazer out moving, push, but this January transfer, if we need a player, they've got to provide it. If we're in a good position, we lose a player, you've got to bring somebody in, like I say, to like keep us pushing on, because we could be top four, we could be like semi-finals of the League Cup, FA Cup, Europe coming. We could be in a good position. So you're just going to throw that away? They're running scared. And they will bow before the master, Ten Hag. They will bow to him because they don't want to lose the club and all the greasy little things that come with it. The parasites, they're scared. They're running scared. They are. They won't give it up without fight. And if they say, come January, we'll see what happens. If they don't back him and we fall apart, well, you say they panicked. Remember when we lost to Burnley? In 2020, and we were sixth, and we were making Champions League. They panicked, and it took them basically 3.5 weeks with Woodward, what complete and utter tool he is, to get Bruno, and they didn't want to spend 48 million quid. Oh, we best spend. So they're running scared. And we can exploit them, and that's what it is.
Yes, they exploit them as well, and which is, it's technically speaking, it's a fan's money, really. It's not even out there in the pocket. So it is. I agree with like lots of what you're saying there. Omundi there. Do you think sort of this whole thing with January spend, like what Man United, technically speaking, don't really and truly do business in January over the last few years, but as what Andy's saying there, if we're sitting in a certain position in the league, and obviously we got a few players that's injured, is it a chance there where now we have to go and actually spend that money? And they're trying to say right now the money was spent because of the Anthony deal. I
don't think you should just like eliminate the January transfer window and say you shouldn't spend that time. I think the difference with us is we've got a new manager in. He needs to, over 3-4 windows, be judged, not over one window, over 3-4 windows. So I think if he finds a suitable player and it's in January, or finds a player now, identifies a player now and said, right, we're struggling at right back, we need a bit more strength there. This guy here, I want him, scout him, and by January, let's have a look at it. And if we got the money, we should buy him. Not because, we should wait till summer, just wait for the next availability, which is a transfer window. So it does make a difference to me. I really like the coach. I'm endorsing what the guys are saying here. I think the coach is top quality. I think with the team that we've got right now, I think it's enough to get top 4, in my opinion. I think it's enough. I've looked at the league now. I've looked at the other clubs. I think Tottenham, Arsenal looking good. Liverpool looking good. Chelsea looking okay. It's going to be tight, but I think we've got enough there to actually get top 4, and we got to fight for it, and we got to train. We got to train hard and listen to the manager. I think if they do that with the players that we have, I think we've got a good fighting chance to get top 4, which is what we really want, to get in the Champions League again. If we are struggling by January, then yeah, I think you need to be reactive and start saying, listen to the manager, say, right, what's happening here? We're in 6th place or something. We're struggling a bit. What do you need? And they should supply him with exactly what he needs, because already in the space of a few months he's been there, he's already proven to all the fans, they're all behind him, that he's the man, that he's the main man for the job. So please back him if it's necessary. But I would prefer, I'll be in a good position come January, that Ten Hag says it's okay with the players I've got. I've turned this guy around, I've turned McTominay around, I've turned Delo around, I've turned certain players around, and turn them into good players again. And that's why we're all right in this position. And let's just wait for the right signing. So the main thing is no panic. Don't be reactive, sort of say, all right, we must buy in January. Only buy if it's necessary and if it's part of the project. Otherwise, I'd rather just wait and just train the players and bring the youth players through and see what happens then.
Mr. B, on the show, what was it last season? Me and Omundi was very sort of optimistic, and we say, let's not sign any, we've got enough in the squad. And we were proven wrong that we needed more players. So is this a thing now where the transfer window for Manchester United is very important, especially what Andy's saying, if we're in a cup sort of near to the final of a cup, or we're sitting in 5th or 6th and there's certain players get injured, then do we need to go out and get that player?
We do, but I'm convinced that we're not going to sign a player. If we sell a player, I think if we sell a position in the team, i.e. right back, that's the only way we're going to sign a player. The way that they spent the money, I'm convinced, and I said it, maybe you thought I said it in jest, that I don't think we're going to get a player in January. Not physically buy a player. We might get a player on loan, which Ten Hag may or may not want, but Delo cannot play every single game of the season. It's impossible. Absolutely impossible. And Ten Hag blatantly doesn't trust Wan-Bissaka because he played Lindelof ahead of him. So I would love to be proved wrong, but I don't think we're going to sign a player in January. There's one question I've got to ask you guys, though. You lot were talking about positions that you think that we should be in. What position? What's the lowest position? What's the lowest position we could be in where we don't need, where you lot would say we wouldn't need to buy a player?
I was going to say as well, guys, in the comment, get involved in this as well. Where do you think Manchester United will finish this season as well? Andy, if you want to start off with that question.
I think if, as Dr. Spot would say, it's logical. I think Manchester City will walk the league, absolute walk it. Liverpool are in crisis. Chelsea, I got a new manager. Which way is it going to go? Is it going to take another year for Chelsea? Because they basically they shot themselves in the foot with the sacking of Tuchel. Arsenal, Tottenham, I would say in the mix for top 4, and we're in it. I could see us 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, or 5th, between 2nd and 5th. If Liverpool don't get that together, and Chelsea, could be one of those seasons where one team is consistent to be out of the other inconsistent teams. City walk in the league, and we're doing the business. We beat all the others. We get the results, and we win our own mini league, and we can do that. Like second to 5th, cup maybe. I know we want the Euro. All eyes will be on the Europa League as well. But you got to keep all your hands in the cookie jars, and you come out with your favourite cookie, and whatever it is chocolate chip. If it's white chocolate chip, if it's or a blueberry muffin, if you like one. But yeah, you got to keep all your options open. Like you say, City won the league. We could be the 2nd best team in the country because of the inconsistency of others. I'm not saying we will be, but we could be. So that's where I at the moment, with everything going on, that's where I could see us finishing.
Yeah, with it as well. By the way, I do look like a blueberry muffin, but my cookie has to be Oreos. That's all I'm saying. On Monday.
Yeah, just to respond to Mr. B as well, because he asked the question about what's the panic in January. If we're like down in 8th, I'd say, yeah, we need to panic. Depends on the points. There's a World Cup going on. There could be major injuries, could be fatigue. We won't notice that till sort of February, March, and stuff with some players. But big players, big teams will probably suffer because they're the players that will be going to the World Cup. I'm looking at our squad. Not many players, hopefully, will be going to the World Cup from our squad. I think we'll be okay. I just think if we're Mr. B, if we're like 4 or 5 points off top 4 and we're playing okay and we're quite fresh, we can see some development like at this stage in February. Sorry, we're now in September and we're saying, yeah, looking good the way we're playing. If we've improved by then and we're in 5th, 6th place, I think there's no need to buy anybody because we see some improvement. But if we're in 5th, 6th place and looking weak and injured and things aren't working, we're scraping results, then you have to look at the coach and then you have to maybe look at getting a transfer in as well. At the end of the season, I'm confident that we can get top 4, said it from the start. But it's down to so many factors. I mean, this league is magnificent right now. I was watching Arsenal yesterday. They look really good.
Your second best team now, yeah?
Is that the team? Is that the team that we beat? That's the team that we beat. The whole footballing world seems to forget that we gave them licks. We put 3 points. No, I'm sorry. It's pissing me off.
What I mean? You can only beat what's in front of you if they're beating lower league teams. And when they come up against a decent team, they're going to get found out.
Yes.
And they're getting injuries. There's no way they can consistently keep it going. It's like us. We get injuries. We could go straight back down like that. That's the difference. He's trying to keep a fine line about what you call it. Is just keeping it right, and it goes pear-shaped. I mean, we could get spanked at the derby, but you go down fighting with a bit of style, like you say. We could win the derby, and we're on the crest of a wave. We're going to win the league, but no, you just got to keep it level. If you keep winning, you stay injury-free, suspension-free, you can be in it. But Arsenal now picks up injuries as well. And you don't know. Don't mean the will. You say, Armando said it, World Cup's coming as well. It could affect all the top 4. I don't think it'll affect City, but it'll affect the rest of the top 4, Chase. You got Brazilians, Portuguese, Danish going everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying as well. I predicted before sort of the season started because I honestly did not think we would get any money to spend at all in the summer. I was thinking probably 1 or 2 players maximum we've got. But I predicted us to finish anything between sort of 7th and 10th. Now I'm confident enough to say I think top 6, and it depends on again how the league's looking because Liverpool sort of look a bit ropey at the moment. Chelsea, I don't know where Chelsea is going to end up this season. Can't disrespect the manager. He's got to get time to come in and put his philosophy down with the Chelsea squad. Arsenal, I would say, look decent, but they're probably about 2 injury away to basically, fall off the pedestal. And as what Mr. B said, I'm not asking people to respect Man United, but we have beaten Arsenal, and Liverpool, but it seems like it's been brushed under the carpet. But listen, all I want us to do is go under the radar and just creep up, and then that's all we need to do when it comes at the end of the season.
We need to be the silent assassin like Predator. You can't see it, but you keep hearing something. Yeah,
well, you can hear us though. You can hear us
in the background. You know what I mean? They come off one by one. We can do that. We can do that. We can be the silent predator.
You know what?
We take trophies, mate. And I'm telling you, we got a load of trophies, scalps at the end of the season. Oh yeah, we'll be in top 4 and a cup. I'm telling you.
Andy's mentioned Predator, Star Trek as well with Spock already. And he almost mentioned Transformers because he called me Omondo, like an Autobot.
I know. Oh, we've got the touch, Omundo, and you know it anyway, because we talked about last time. United have got the touch, and I'm sure the rest of the guys know what I'm talking about.
Brilliant. So, guys, obviously we're talking about, we're going to go through some comments in a minute. And we have asked you guys about where do you think Manchester United will finish? Will we finish inside the top four, outside the top four? What I want to ask the question though, to everyone, what position, if there was a position available to fill in January, where would you go?
Right back.
Mr. B?
Right back. Without a shadow of a doubt. He can't play as good as he's playing. He can't play. He can't play every single game. I think we need a cover right back, whether it's on loan, not like the loan that Liverpool made with that guy who Klopp wants to send back after 2 weeks because he's absolutely hopeless in training. Do the homework, get somebody in who can do the job. Look, we got Malacia for 15 million. There's bargains out there. So
bargain chicken wings, mate.
Yeah, listen, whatever it takes, whatever they have to offer the agent to get him in. It's probably going to be, as I said, I would love a under 20 million pound player who comes in, who can be the understudy for a right back. My opinion, definitely right back. I know people say striker. Ronaldo's not going anywhere. He's not going to go anywhere. So I think that part of it's covered. Is whether he accepts the role that he's going to be in, because I'm convinced that he's not first choice and he's not going to be first choice in any of the big games. Rashford will play until Martial gets fit, and then they're going to see what they were missing when Martial comes in, and Rashford's just going to have to wait or play on the left.
Right. Let's go to Andy. Andy, what position?
I would say it all varies. If we get injuries, it can change like that. Say right back, you can't play all season. We need one cover. Like say loans, maybe another striker. You got to look. Who knows? There might be a total gem coming through at the World Cup. An unknown quantity. You might get a Colombian. You might get a Uruguayan. I don't know.
Would you take that chance if a player had a great World Cup? Do you think that would be a sensible move?
I don't know. It depends, innit? It's like if somebody has a positive tournament, say a country get to the semi-final and a third place playoff, and that player got player of the tournament, you got to look at it. You really got to look at it. Like, even if it's an Argentinian, it could be anybody on the planet. Like, there's an unknown gem out there. There will be a few at this World Cup. And now, let's say, I know it might be like in the January market's gone crazy, but it could be a striker there. It could be a right back there, like you say. It could be anybody. If it's an addition, it could be a goalkeeper. It could be an addition to that squad where you say, all right, can we get him in January? No, but we can sign him. And he's coming in the summer. Nab him down that. Yeah. You can nab him just like because City did it last year. This season, haven't they? They signed somebody from River Plate, loaned him back, and he's back here now. So you can do that. And if Sanag what he wants that, they've got to give it him. They've got to give it him. There will be a gem at this World Cup. It could be any position, and I'm sure, like I said, the other clubs will be looking as well because you say fatigue, injuries, tiredness will all play a part in the second half of the season. It's a stupid World Cup at a stupid part of the year. And I've heard for the future, there's even talk of having it again in this time in 4 years. Stupid. I did that last week.
Saying that as well.
Egypt wanted to host it with some other countries again in this part of the year.
That's wrong.
Saying that as well, Andy, before I go to on Monday to ask the same thing as well. I saw something today. It's either today or yesterday. I saw something. They're talking about Champions League and Europa League to be held in other countries. Like we're talking about in Egypt and those countries as well. Now they're talking about it.
Well, they did it once, didn't they? Was it the 2018 Cup? Chelsea won it, didn't they? Was it the 2019? Yeah, it was the 2019, wasn't it? They played in Azerbaijan or something like that.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
What cup was that?
Champions League, I think it was.
No, it was Europa League.
No, Europa League. Yeah. Europa League.
They beat Arsenal 4-1.
Yeah.
I say that was fun to watch. You see Arsenal disintegrate. But they've done it. Like you say, they've done it once. They'll do it again. You could see in the future, you could see the Champions League final played in America, played in Australia. You won't put it past this corrupt set of sods. You would not put it past them. Even why don't you throw in Europa League winners? Oh, you're not going to get your Champions League spot. Get the Europa League winners and the conference winners to play off against each other for the Champions League place. That's another football calendar game what you don't need. And like I say, you got the Chelsea owner last week, North South All-Star game. Who gives a monkeys about it? No one's interested.
It's a lot though for the money, isn't it? It's all money when you think about it.
Well, I won't watch it. Waste of time. Who would you? Any of you gents watch that?
No.
Well, there you go then. It's a non-starter.
Absolutely. Monday, player you'd look for. I know Andy is talking about sort of World Cup, looking at players in the World Cup and things. My problem is though with it is if they get sort of like quite far in the tournament, you know it's going to be Man United tax as well on top of everything else.
Yeah, I mean, World Cup is a big stage, isn't it? And like the whole world will be watching. Fans. There's players that I don't know about in certain leagues. I'm sure there'll be a few players that will stand up at the World Cup and be noticed. But I can remember Kleberson, for example. He won the World Cup, didn't he, with Brazil? And then we signed him off the back of that. And he didn't do too well, you know. But then we had Gilberto Silva. He went to Arsenal. He done well. Also remember the Hadji brothers in '98. There's Yusuf Hadji. He scored a brilliant goal.
Hadji, yeah, I remember him. Yeah,
not the Moroccan guy. Hadji went to Coventry. Yeah. And then he signed for Coventry, and he was all right, decent player, but not
Karl-Papaska. He's like in the Euro. He played for United for 2 years. He had a blinding 2 years with United.
So that's a tough one to buy. But position-wise, I think left back and right back, I just don't like the cover. That'd be Shaw and Wan-Bissaka. I think I agree with Mr. B. I think we need to sort of maybe have a look at that area and see, because you don't want to sort of we've got 13 games in 6 weeks coming up from the October 2nd. That's a lot of games. And if you want to be winning the games, you know you've got to be playing your best team. And Dalot and Malacia, you don't want them getting burnt out so easy. You want to rotate with good cover. I just feel that maybe Shaw, even though he's looking like He-Man at the moment with his whether he's doing protein shakes or whatever, he looks really. I saw a picture of him the other day.
He hasn't got the power, has he? Hasn't got a special sword, mate. I'm telling you.
Is that very King sauce, isn't it?
He-Man.
I mean, he's I don't know what's happening with him. We were talking earlier on the 3 o'clock call, and Mr. B made a good point that it's just he can put on all the weights he wants, all the muscle he wants, but he's still missing upstairs maybe with his positional play and that kind of thing. But yeah, I think left back and right back cover would be great. And I'm not saying if you can get a good young player coming through by that point, Fernandez, if he's doing well on loan, whatever, just need to get more strength in those areas.
Yeah. I'm going to go far forward. I just think, I know what we're saying about Ronaldo is staying, but if Ronaldo pick up one little injury, Martial for me, yes, I want to see him come back. But at the moment, so far, I think this season has been very unlucky with his injury already. And Rashford probably need about 4 or 5 chances to finish. So
how are you going to sell the club to a 4th choice striker?
Someone on loan. Just bring someone in on loan.
Yeah, but they're still going to be. So what are they coming for? If Ronaldo doesn't get injured,
yeah.
If Martial doesn't get injured again, and if Rashford,
but this is all ifs and buts, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're ifing that they're going to get injured.
I honestly think with Ronaldo's record last season, he got injured quite. He probably didn't play as many games as he'd like last season. Martial is unlucky at the moment with injury because he obviously had a really good pre-season, came back, and then he got injured, and he's been out for a while now. And then obviously with Rashford, for me, Rashford looks good, but I'm not going to rest my laurels on Rashford basically being the main start on banging in those goals. So for me, I'll definitely bring in a sort of backup, someone on loan. Yeah, and I think also,
I agree.
Yeah, I think someone also put in a comment where I was going to say about Griezmann as well. We linked with Griezmann again in January. Again, I honestly would say no to that straight away.
31.
Yeah, exactly. And he's probably needs a new contract, doesn't he? So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's why Atletico only play him after 30 odd minutes, 60 minutes, in it, because they have to pay Barcelona. So the Atletico's playing Barca at their own game. Finance that Barca played us for fools. So yeah.
Exactly. But guys, 26 in the chat, but we've only got 19 likes, guys. Please smash a like, and if you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe. Armando, would you mind going through some of these comments, please? And we'll utilize some of these comments as well within the conversation, so we'll just fly them at each other.
Sorry, the long legs flying above me head there.
That's on Monday. Swatting down.
It's a drone. It's a drone. GMS from Moisey, GMS Ltd saying, "Evening guys, keep the show going. I'm listening on a 3-hour drive. Thank you." Let's go to the comments now. So Emma's saying, "It'd be nice if we didn't only buy, but we had sold someone in January as well." I want to say tied to MUFC. Gavin Ward said, "I don't know about you guys, but I'm sick of politics side of things. It's affecting the club massively." Well, it's been affecting the club for years now. He's saying. Edgar's here saying, we just spending our money. We need a striker, another Ericsson, another right back also, but also need to sell. We need to get a new goalkeeper in 23 next season, basically. I doubt we sign in. Seems media says Griezmann is on the radar, as you mentioned earlier. Solo. Vincent saying, "Is Andy talking on experience about putting his hand in the cookie jar?" But remember, one day it's going to bite back. Gavin Ward saying, "We need Champions League football." Gavin Ward saying, "We need Champions League football for the type of players we need. Fourth, which should be a minimum." United Community Channel, how you doing? Saying, "Big up, guys. Great stream." UK Strange saying, "We should finish 4th place." Remember, you asked the question, if the consistency stays, we will improve further. Maybe win the Europa League as well.
I think we will win that.
But Matthew Bassett saying, "We spent double what we planned on spending this summer. I doubt we'll spend in January. I won't spend a lot next summer either." He's saying. Emma saying, "Get protesting," and said spend money, as Andy was saying earlier in the show. Andy Herbert saying, big up question for Andy Tate. Are you related to actor Frank Tate in The Rise of the Foot Soldiers? If so, let not pass him off.
I'm not related, no.
United Community Channel saying, "We need cover at right back and centre forward." So he agrees with Mr. B. TalkMU said, "I don't think right back is our biggest weakness right now. We must sign a top class young striker." I want to say hi to our Dutch correspondent, Vincent. How you doing, Vincent? Thanks for tuning in. Said Erik ten Hag won some games for time, but his real fight this year will be with the board for structural change and transfers. It can turn ugly because he's used to dealing with Overmars.
Could turn ugly. He's got a point there. Really nasty. You could have a clash of personalities before the end of the season's out.
Edgar saying, "We always had 4 strikers. Martial stays injured." Emma saying to Vincent, "It's the owners that the biggest issue, not so much the directors." Box is here. He's saying Karol Poborski was signed after a good Euro 96. He's also saying James Rodriguez was signed after a good World Cup 2014. I think, was it Real Madrid signed from Monaco?
Yep.
Have we got a
lot of money?
Yes, we do. We've got Vincent, our Dutch correspondent, is chipping in now. Thank you. And we were always going to read your comment anyway, Vince. But he says, different to previous managers is that Erik ten Hag also is a business owner of a large Dutch company. I didn't know that. So he's not phased to set demands to the Glazers. So he's a businessman. He knows about the business side of things. I never knew that.
Did not know that.
That's spicy. That's spicy. I like that.
Can everyone say hello to Kahinde? That's Zico Forbes. He's saying Victor Osimhen reckons we should sign him. He's a big striker. He's been on the radar for a long time, hasn't he?
Isn't it is he Lazio, the Lazio guy?
Napoli.
No, Napoli. Sorry, Napoli. But that will cost us a lot of money. That'll be
over 100 million. Over 100 million.
Yeah, 100 mil.
Yeah, if he has a good World Cup as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, 100 mil.
Jesus.
The player I'm sort of surprised we missed out on, I don't know if you guys agree with me, is the guy that we did a transfer show on him. I think last season we did it on him, and I brought him out because he played in the Euro. Was it the Euros or the World Cup he played in? One of the seasons he played in, the one Newcastle just signed, the centre forward. Yeah.
Isaac.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the one who scored against Anfield? Isn't it?
Yeah. So for me, he's someone I think we missed out on him. I sort of said it a while back about getting him in, but again, we don't know what the scouting is at Manchester United, and we've got Mark. Big up.
Hi, Mark, all the way from Australia, and also want to say hi to Satvia Breda, all the way from Spain, southern Spain. Must be nice and warm there.
Welcome.
How you doing? Yeah, so that's the comment.
That's all comments. Thanks, guys. If you're watching, 27 in the chat. If you're new to the channel, just give us a subscribe. If you're not new, just give us a like, guys. I'm trying to see if there's any more. Yeah, there's no more comments. So we're just going to move on now a little bit about obviously, I think on Monday said it about the games that's coming in thick and fast, and why didn't we get a game played probably this week where you could probably reverse the fixture and bring a game forward.
It was never going to happen. It was never going to happen, bro. It was never going to happen. The priorities were what the priorities were. If it was a B class or a C class game or whatever they call it, then maybe there would have been the option. But the issue is, I think the only time when can we squeeze those two games in?
There's January.
Is it just January?
Well, yeah. We could have played Crystal Palace and reversed it at Old Trafford. It's not rocket science, and that is not a serious. That could easily be policed wisely. Easily could have been, because Crystal Palace was postponed this weekend because they were supposed to be playing Brighton, weren't they?
Yes, derby
that's
game.
A high risk. So I say that's a derby, sort of. Like I said last week, but yeah, we could have played Crystal Palace this weekend on Sunday. I was so looking forward to Leeds, man. And I got up yesterday and I thought I should be Old Trafford. Stupid. Joke, man. It's what you fried for. I've been watching Leeds Millwall rivalry all week, and it gets you pumped for your Lancashire. Leeds and Millwall do not like each other. Like Leeds and Man United don't like each other. Warrior Roses, mate. Telling you.
Yeah, it's hard and difficult. Like, I know what you're saying here, but I wonder, what do you think as well? Because obviously these games could have at least played, because now all the other teams, apart from Man United, well, and Liverpool, I believe as well, we've got that extra game now, haven't we?
What I don't want, I think we had the issue when we done the protest a couple of years ago. We played Leicester and Liverpool in the space of 2 days or something like that. It's ridiculous. It's unfair. As long as we got 3 days, like we play a game, days rest, training, and then play again. So 3 days in between, I'm quite happy with that. I think we can manage that without fatigue. But when you start playing like a Sunday, and then maybe a Wednesday, and then the Saturday, and when it starts getting like that, that's tough, because then you start what you tend to do as a manager, you start saying, right, let's look at the fixture list. We got to play a top 4 seed type side here. Let's save our players for that game. Meanwhile, you're playing Bournemouth, and you think, right, we can play our weaker team for that game. And that's how you schedule it. Like
we can play Maguire and Fred in that game.
There you go. And then you go. See what I mean? So it makes things difficult, and they do try to schedule games. It's like when we had Europa first time around against Real Sociedad. I'm sure they said to Shaw and Maguire after the 2 defeats, they said, right, we're going to save you for the Europa League game, get yourself fit and ready for that, and then crash, bam, wallop. They're looking out of the picture again. So I think you need to, as long as the game's coming thick and fast, we have to accept that. Every team's gonna have to accept that. I know had games now at the weekend, like Arsenal, for example. But once we get the fixture list down and we start to look at this fixture list and we say, right, what have we got next? I think that it's down to the management. That's what they're paid for, to manage the team, save players, rest players, bring on your 5 subs if you're winning the game, nice and easy. If you're 2-0 up, rest players, bring them off. This is where real management comes in, because it's going to be crazy, the amount of games coming up. Good for us to watch, but not so good for the players.
There is a gap between December 18th and Boxing Day. If our players are home early, you can play a game that week. You could play that Crystal Palace game. from between the 18th and the 26th, there's 8 days there. You could play a midweek Premier League match. That is one to squeeze in, and it's one out of the way. But will the Premier League do it? No, because they're inconsistent. They're spineless, absolutely spineless.
Quick one.
And that Leeds game, that will be Sky will want that for all it is, whatever it is. If it's, I don't see Sky wanting this on a midweek. I see Sky wanting this on another Sunday. Or they will, or try Saturday at 12:30. They will want this to the max. So that's going to be up in the air. But you can definitely do a Crystal Palace between the World Cup final and Boxing Day, because we've got Nottingham Forest at home. You could play Crystal Palace away, easily done. Even if you play it like a lesser weakened side, they say Maguire plays in that, Luke Shaw plays in that. If they don't if they're out, England are out the World Cup, you can do it. It's doable, but the club won't do it. The Premier League won't do it. It's inconsistency, and it could come back to bite us. These 2 games, and I don't want it to.
Can I ask a question? So during the World Cup, there's no Premiership at all.
No.
There's no Championship. There's League 1 and 2. League 1, League 2, and there's not conference, and there's like Conference North, Conference South. Yeah, it's just the Premier League and Championship. That's it.
Yeah, quick one.
So we're going to be watching season 95, 96, like Sky do. And what are they going to do with their scheduling? I mean, it's going to be like all these.
The World Cup's on though, isn't it? The World Cup's on.
Yeah, but Sky's got nothing to do for 6 weeks. They're going to be twiddling the thumbs, won't they? It's all on the BBC ITV. So it's going to be enjoyment. 6 weeks with no Sky, it's going to be bliss. Yeah. So you know what I mean? Yeah. Just don't have to look at any Sky Sports presenters' faces and just concentrate on the World Cup. Even though it's winter, enjoy the World Cup in winter when you're freezing. People won't be able to afford to turn on the telly. The electric's cut off.
Oh God, yeah, good point.
Electric bills. How are you going to turn on Watch England?
Yeah.
Thank you, Truss, whatever your name is, Mr. Prime Minister.
So, quick one, guys. Del, no need to apologize. Omundi, would you mind doing that one for us, please? About anyone heard about this?
So he's saying Dale Griffiths is saying apologies for being late for the show. It's okay. Have you discussed Man United food poisoning scandal? I don't know anything about it.
Don't heard it. If anyone in the comment knows about it,
the trip back from Moldova, they're trying to work out if it was something that they had on the plane or something, because apparently half of them missed training on Friday, and another few of them missed training on the Saturday. So,
and first I've heard of that. I remember the Tottenham scandal a few years ago. Yeah. When he lost to West Ham and he had a lasagna, and the chef was an Arsenal fan.
Quality, absolute quality. Mark on this one as well.
Edmund, all the way from Australia, saying we need to build up Fred, Shaw, and Maguire's confidence. So
no. Fred, yes. The other 2, no. Sorry, Mark. No.
I want to say hi to Steve RFC, saying Man United's first real test away from home versus City. Let's see how they turn up. Looking forward to that game. So yeah, everyone, we all.
Do we save that? Do we save the No, you know, we're gonna do them.
Yeah,
we're going to do them. We're gonna do them in that game. I'm telling you, all of these doubters are in for such a bloody shock. I'm telling you, man.
I do agree.
I'm keeping quiet.
Everyone thinks they're hot property right now, but I think the defense is pretty weak. They're playing Nathan Ake a lot of the time. I think they're there for the opening. Their keeper's not like the same guy he used to be. He's not getting rave reviews anymore. I think they're there for they can take some licks.
Well, if we win 4-3, we did all right, didn't we?
I'm not scared, anyway.
I'm not scared. Like you say, if you expect a battering, we get battered. I'm not expecting anything. We get something out of it. Oh yes, I will be happy as Larry. I'm telling you.
This one here from Box on Monday.
The Box is saying De Gea, Dubravka, Heaton, Wan-Bissaka, Williams, Lendroff, Tunzabi, McTominay, Van der Beek, Elanga, Jones, Iqbal Savage, McNeil, Mengi, Garnacho will be the players left for Ten Hag to work with. All right, so he's done his research. in the world during the World Cup, these are the players that will be left.
What is this during? If that's during the World
That's
Cup,
in the World Cup, yeah.
listen, man,
So you
Sancho's
said
not
De
going to go.
Gea's not going to go to the World Cup.
Thingy, yeah.
No, he's
Sancho
not
ain't
going.
going. Sancho ain't going.
Sancho's not going to go to the World Cup.
He's got a few keepers ahead of him.
So
Is
why
Sweden
can't we
not?
play a game? Why can't we play a game with that squad?
Very
Like
true.
Crystal Palace, we might get a win. Well, just play it. Defy the powers that be. Play the game and pick a
Van
squad
der
out of
Beek.
that.
I know he put Van der Beek there, but
Van der Beek wasn't picked for the recent
I think he might though, you know. I think
How's he gonna go? How? Tell me how? And he don't play for us.
I
It's
think
not like
because they
Maguire.
got the guy Cleesons used to play for Everton. He's taken his place in the squad, and I think and the guy Kenneth Anderson, the one that played for Ajax now has just been coming to the Ajax side. I think if he starts getting games, he's good better than these guys. He can get in.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I don't think he's going.
And just two more regarding England.
If he plays,
we've got Maguire,
yeah.
Maguire, Shaw. He hasn't mentioned Shaw there, so Maguire, Shaw is going, and Rashford and Sancho. They're on the list. So if he's saying they're all going, all four of them.
I think Luke Shaw won't make it. He won't make.
I think Luke Shaw will go. He will go.
They haven't got another left back. Who have England got a left back?
Chelsea
I think he might go out of default.
Who knows what this? I'm no fan again of Southgate. He had his chance last year and he blew it, and he sacrificed our young kids to take the flak. As long as his ghost was exercised, that's it. That's it. You're going to see an England squad start what could have been. It's all the World Cups. I'm just going to enjoy the football, man. Whatever happens, happens.
A serious question for us here, guys.
What? That's not a serious question. If they offer 30 million,
25,
come on, 70 million. I swear, if Ted Bowley, if Chelsea take Maguire for anything over £50 million, I'm going down to Stamford Bridge and I'm going to party.
I'll pay for his ticket. I'll work the extra night. I'll do overtime and pay for Maguire's ticket to London Euston. Consider them ticket prices. I'm telling you.
Yeah, no chance. He can go. I just don't see.
Finished.
Yeah, at United, I think at United he's done. And the fact that Ten Hag has come in, he gave him his chance. And I said it at the time. Everybody moaned, why has he made him captain? You make him captain, but he already emphasised it doesn't mean you're playing. So Maguire started the first 2 games. He's seen these limitations. He's not picking him again. I just pray Varane comes back from international duty fit. That is all I'm praying for. That we go into that Man City game with those 2 defenders fit.
Yeah, I'll be watching the France game. I'll be more interested in France than England's friendlies. I'm being honest. Same. I'll be interested in Argentina, Holland, and all our lads, as long as with new signings, Ericsson as well, Malacia. As long as we come through injury free, I'm not interested in England's friendlies.
This is interesting though. Sancho, Rashford, and Martial. I'd rather see none of these guys go. I'd like to just.
I would love them to stay. I'd love to.
As a selfish point of view.
Make it. Could you imagine that if none of them made the plane?
Listen, I'd be loving that. Sorry, it's a selfish point of view, being a United fan.
I totally agree.
But
I think Rashford's the only one who has got a chance. Sancho, I think, is definitely out of it.
Martial, I can't see Martial going anywhere.
But he was picked. The thing is with Martial, he was being picked before he got injured. In form, he was picked. He was what's his name? I've forgotten the French manager's name. Deschamps. Yeah, Deschamps was picking him. So again, we want Martial to come back and be banging him for us. But if he's banging him for us, he's gonna go. He's gonna go.
Yeah.
Well, if Martial's got 6 weeks, if he gets a chance, you could see a surprise. Somebody could make a World Cup squad in any walk of the Premier League. Martial could do it. If we go into that derby and just go straight down the middle on fire, banging him in. Europa League this Saturday, other than you got to rest him here. But if he comes out with like 5, 6, 7 goals between now and the World Cup, he's got to be considered for the squad.
Oh, and Benzema's injured, right?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
They got Giroud, Benzema, and beyond that, they got Mbappe. But beyond that, I can't really think of many top forwards for France.
France, yeah.
He may be going.
This one here from Mark as well. I'm asking Omundi this question because I know exactly how much I'd sell him for. Mr. B will just swap him, you know, for like just a breath of air or something like that. So Omundi.
Maguire, jokes aside, Maguire is still a good player. But I just think maybe 20, 30 million would be acceptable, I believe. His age, we know what he's got. I don't think he's going to be elite anymore. He's played at a top level. He got to the semi-final of the World Cup. He got to the final of the Euros. He's had his spell. I just don't see him getting any better. He's not like he's got that.
I don't want to go in on him. Yeah, I don't want to go in him. I agree with him on that. A respectable partner the ways is just what he needs, and he just moves on quietly and he don't kick off. Yeah, he don't kick off. He doesn't demand this, demand that. What's that playing? Could you imagine the falafel if he's won the World Cup and he's demanding to be played, but we're still doing well, and he's like, I want to play. I've just won a World Cup. You know what I mean? He's demanding to play. Tanag, jog on. You're out in January. So he could be vying for, if he won the World Cup and he lifts it, he has a good World Cup, he'll be out. He will. He won't get his chance. If United's doing well, he'll be moved on in January.
Yeah.
Because you say, if we're doing well, why rock the boat?
Yeah, 100%. Wow. Gavin Ward there, Omundi.
So Gavin's saying if we get tanked by City, then we will be in trouble. We've got Chelsea and Spurs matches that closely follow.
Chelsea's not on Chelsea. Chelsea not an issue.
We're not in trouble. Jesus Christ.
Chelsea's not an issue. Man City, Ten Hag has got his A team. Bar one or two players that we still have this discussion about up till today. Well, maybe just one position, to be honest. But I can't see Man City. I mean, even under Oli, when our team was shit and we never had no tactics, we were still winning.
I love that one.
I want to say big up to Stuart.
Going to free would hold and take him. I don't know. I could have a word.
Big up Stuart Marshall, man. That's funny.
Oh, brilliant.
What's this one?
So Xavier Breed is saying any player that currently or recently injured should not go to internationals for selection, in his opinion. So anyone that's been recently injured and trying to get back into form shouldn't be going on to international. GMS LTD saying this could be a chance for Maguire to regain his confidence at the World Cup. He always seems to show up for England.
Yeah, we're still waiting for him to show up for Man United.
I've got one for you. England fans haven't seen the Man United Maguire.
They haven't. No.
I believe they're going to be in for a rude awakening this summer. There was a lot of the people say, I'm on there, shake your head, bro. I know I can see you shaking your head.
Right. Was it the last England game? He got booed, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
England fans saw the form he was in. He's seen that form.
See?
Here's the alternative, guys. Connor Cody or Tyrone Mings. There you go. England are struggling in that position.
Tyrone Mings all day long.
Are you telling me Tyrone
Mings? Yes. I've called it ages ago as well. I've said it a few times.
He can't even get in over the Villa centre backs they got in now. Steven Gerrard's taken one look at him training. This guy ain't good.
No, he's just taking the captain armband away from him. That's all he's done. But
well, there you go. There you go. Yeah. That's a big move.
But you see, Eric Ten Hag has done a nice thing by just saying, you're still our captain, but we just keep you on the bench.
He plays a back three, tends to, and you got the right back from City, Kyle Walker, you got Harry Maguire, and you got Stones. And there's no other centre backs that can replace them at the moment, and that speaks volumes. Maguire, that we say is terrible, but the people talking about back three, he plays better in the back three, whatever. But I think Maguire's still a good player. I think he's still a good player. It's just that we play at a high elite level, and we watch him week in, week out, and we critique him to the T. You know, with these internationals only once in a few months. Yes, we do critique him. Yeah.
It's a total we now, is it? because
Mr. P, do I need to remind you about like 2 seasons ago? You agreed, said actually Maguire's a good player. You know. Anyway, can we get off Maguire's case because it's
It's not fair. Yeah, let's just move on.
On here now, we're saying that Rice and Phillips. Now, for me, Phillips hasn't really and truly. I've not seen him feature for City at all.
He's injured. He's injured now. You know, he's done his shoulder.
Oh, he's injured. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's injured now. Yeah, now he's injured.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
If he's fit, he will play. He's got his points. He's his points up.
They were talking about the guy Jude Bellingham, who's really good player.
Jude.
The other day, they're saying that he's the replacement for Phillips. So they're fighting for that one position.
Oh, definitely, yeah. They definitely take him to the World Cup. Yeah,
that's who thing he was talking about now. After the game, when I said on the phone call today, he was talking about someone. It's Bellingham. He was talking about, and it wouldn't surprise me if City go in and get him in the summer.
No.
Yeah, but we kind of.
Yeah, they'll pay the money. I could see that happening.
Yeah,
by Bellingham, loaning him back to Dortmund, and he comes in the summer.
Yeah, could see it.
Where does he play? Where does he play?
Centre.
No, I know he plays centre mid instead of who? Bernardo. Oh shit, Bernardo goes Barca. Oh god.
Yeah. Because I'm telling you, if no one's seen the press conference yet from Pep Guardiola, he was literally just everything he did in that game, in the whole press conference. They won, but all he was talking about was him. Better how good he was in the game.
You know he's getting tapped up. He's getting tapped up by Ireland. You know that already.
Yeah.
Stop the fight. He's tapping out, man.
Yeah. On Monday from Vincent.
So Vincent's once again Dutch correspondent. Big up, Vincent, man. We love you coming on and giving some insight about Dutch football and Erik ten Hag, especially. He says 2 things you will never see Erik ten Hag do. 1 is criticize and play in public. 2, dancing with rhythm after winning the Cup. So he's got no rhythm, apparently. I'm going to go on YouTube this later. Edgar saying, why not Ben Scheidt, the person that looked like we should be on Love Island? Talk about Ben White from Arsenal. He's playing right back at the moment. He's not in the squad. GMS LTD saying, I'm with Stuart. Smalling should be getting a shout. He's playing
again. He's playing well.
Yeah, man. You got Abrahams as well.
Yeah, Abraham again. Another surprise. What Abraham ain't around.
He could be. You know, if you're doing well in the Italian league in the top 4, you're doing something. Right?
Who is the centre back as well? AC Milan. He's doing well as well. Again, these are surprises. I don't understand why these guys ain't getting called up.
What do you think, Andy, about English players going abroad? I mean, do you think it develops them a lot?
Of course it does.
Look
at Chris Smalling. I mean, Chris Smalling won a Europa Conference. I mean, Tammy Abrahams last season as well. It benefits. It only bowls well for their career development because he wasn't going to become an elite at Chelsea, was there? That's why they sold him to Roma. And I would suggest if he comes back to England, he's going to be knocking on an 80-90 million transfer fee for any club if he does well.
Tammy Abraham, I remember Jose saying something last season. If anyone wants him, it's 120 million.
Well, there you go. Who's the last player to go abroad? I mean, I can't remember. Was it Michael Owen, Real Madrid?
Trippier.
Yeah, Trippier. That was it. Last one, Atletico Madrid, and before that was Michael Owen. In my time, Woodgate. You go back even further. There's only Steve McManaman. That was it. He just did it. There's not many Englishmen go abroad.
Beckham.
Oh God, I forget that. Jesus Christ. Well,
Chris Waddle done well at Marseille.
Mark Hughes.
Remember the funny one is that Ian Rush.
Going way back.
When Ian Rush went to Italy, they said, "What's it like?" He said, "It's like being in a foreign country."
Was it a certain Walker's Chris player? Big ears, you know what I mean? He does Saturday night football show. He did all right over there, didn't he?
Yeah.
So,
okay. You on the shout out Monday?
Big up to Dion Lindsay, man. Big up, man. He's saying plays as scout. Scout player. Yeah, he must be a good player. Martin was saying, so Bellingham plays behind Rodri and Phillips.
Well, that's good.
Devon again is saying Spurs think Spurs fan thinks they're going to win the league when they beat the worst club in the Premiership at the moment, who lost their captain and best players. Who did Spurs beat the other day? Leicester?
Leicester.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, they did, didn't it? Yeah. Kasper Schmeichel went to Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they sold this thingy to Chelsea as well, didn't they?
54 million, yeah.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys, after our match, did you see the United fans with the flags? Did you see Hang the Glazers?
No.
Oh, it was a big banner, and I'm surprised BT even put it up. And I screenshotted it. I'll send it on. It was on Allison's Twitter as well. He said, "Hang the Glazers in the United end." Oh, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Hang the Glazers, man! I tell you. Oh, free speech in another country, brilliant.
Brilliant.
That was abroad. That was the fans abroad, was it?
Yeah, that was the Man United fans.
Man United fan here.
Yeah.
Guys, listen, that hour's flown past, absolute flown past. So what we're going to do now is we are going to love and leave you all. But what we want to say is thanks to every single person for all your comments. If we didn't read them out, make sure you tune in.
When are we back?
Tomorrow night. We're back tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. So, guys, if you are new to the channel, just set your notification bell. If you're not new, guys, just make sure you set your notification bell. So when we go live, you know we're live. So we are on the road as well to 2.5k subscriber, very close to it. Also, you can become a member as well. And if you do become a member, you do get to feature on the Friday Night Takeover with the man himself, that way, Mr. B. Yeah, do it that way, Mr. B. I'm doing up that way, innit? I'm going that way. What way am I going? Mr. B on Friday Night Takeaway with none other than TalkMU. 29 likes in it, 27 likes. Well, 27 in chat.
Yeah, I've sent you the banner, by the way. I found it. I've sent it you.
Oh, thank you. So, guys, just make sure you give us a like, share, and subscribe. And where can we find you, Andy? We know we find you every Monday night here, but where else can everyone find you, please?
Well, I've got another week. My social media ban, thanks to another Andrew Tate, a bald-headed kickboxer, and I'll be back on Instagram hopefully next Monday. So I'll get my Instagram back. I'm on YouTube. I'm on TikTok. You'll find me there. Just tap in your socials. YouTube channel. I use it when I want to use it. ATTV. I don't know if I've got the confidence to do it, but I'm working on it. And we'll go from there. So hopefully Instagram Andy is back next week.
Excellent. And any confidence you need, you know who's here to give you the confidence. None other than Omundi, Mr. The gentleman.
The Sith Lords. The dark side.
Oh, brilliant. Absolute brilliant. Guys, as always, thank you so much, guys, for everyone. As I said, 19 in the chat. Just make sure you give us a like, share, and subscribe. But we are back tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. And I think every day throughout the whole week we are back. We got a show, I think, every day this week. So no football on. So make sure you tune and join us, guys. But from us tonight, Solo, Mr. B, Omundi, and Andy, thank you all for watching. And from us, good night.
Good night.